compensation Workday is two types: core compensation, advanced compensation. Compensation also has dependency on recruitment module, benefit module, performance module, and payroll to process gross to net amount. Okay, these are the examples we discussed. Let's talk about core compensation components. Okay, so we discussed up to unit-based allowance, but let me explain again quickly. So in compensation, core compensation, one of the important topics. Advanced compensation you can skip, you cannot apply, there's no harm. But core compensation we have to implement. Okay, and core compensation is coming from as part of core HR. It's not like a optional one; it is mandatory. Okay, so core compensation completely depends. Core compensation completely depends on these modules. Sorry, these modules are completely depends on the core HR module. Okay, so now quickly look into this um, options. The first thing, compensation grade. So compensation grade is nothing but we can define minimum and maximum pay ranges. Minimum how much we can offer, maximum how much we can offer for this position or this for employee. So these values will differ on the compensation grade. Compensation grade profile is optional, not mandatory. What is the importance? How it is different from grade? Compensation grade profiles. So we will use to define localization. Okay. In compensation grade profile also we will define minimum and maximum pay ranges, but we will define localization. Example, if you're implementing Workday compensation for USA, India, UK, so the common difference is currency amounts. So what Workday recommends here is, so we have to create one compensation grade. Under that, you can create different compensation grade profiles based on the currencies. To make it simple, if you're implementing more than one country, or if you're creating grade profiles based on the locations, then grade profile is required. And then salary plan, a fixed plan. Okay, we will call it as base pay, standard wage, regular wage in different countries, different terminology. The salary plan defines a base pay, okay, fixed plan. Hourly plan means the plan is the amount is completely based on the number of hours the employee has worked. Mostly we will see in USA, Canada, and some other countries. Here there is no fixed payment. Hourly plan, there is no fixed payment. The amount is completely based on the rate. For example, let's say per hour, assume the rate is 50 US dollars. Per hour, the customer is ready to pay 50 US dollars. So here they will count the number of hours the employee has worked. For example, an employee has worked for 40 hours. The 40 multiplied by 50 US dollars. That much the employee will get. There is no fixed wage. And another one we have to remember on the salary plan is on the salary plan in Workday, if someone asks you a question, interest specific, can we define amount? Can we define amount, currency, and salary plan level? The answer is no, you cannot define. Okay, we cannot define. Why we cannot define? The reason is on the salary plan, you have to enter amount. You have to enter amount on the salary plan. You have to enter amount only at the time of hiring of the worker. You have to enter the amount only at the time of hiring of the worker. Whereas currency and frequency will be defaulted from the compensation grade profile based on how we have configured. Okay, it's just an overview. We're going to configure. I will show how these things work. But remember, amount, currency, frequency, we are not maintaining a plan level. Allowance plans. In Workday, we have three types of allowance plans we have, friends. Amount based, percentage based, unit based. Amount based is nothing but flat amount. Okay, it's a flat amount. $500 you're paying as a meal allowance. 5,000 rupees you're giving it as a car allowance. These are fixed amounts. Okay, these are fixed amounts, and these amounts is nothing but a flat amount we can say. This falls under amount based plan. Another one is percentage based plan. Here there is no fixed amount. We will enter the percentage. That percentage will be calculated based on the compensation basis. A good example, let's say this percentage based plan. An employee is earning 1 lakh US dollars. Okay, or let's say 1 lakh rupees. So the employee eligible for 50% of housing allowance. So we will enter just percentage. system will directly calculate total amount, multiply by the 50% or 40%, 25% based on the requirement you are given, divide by 100. This is the amount we will get at the end. So if you have such requirements, we can create percentage-based plans. Another one, unit-based plans. So far, no customer has been chosen this plan, but this plan definitely will play a key role in e-commerce industries. What does it mean? For example, um, let's say this food delivery industries or e-commerce industries. Okay. So for example, Swiggy or Zomato, what is the business? They used to provide a service. Service in the sense they will take an order from the customer and put the order in the any hotel or restaurant and deliver the food packet to the customer. Here, the Swiggy wants to pay. If the Swiggy wants to pay allowance to their delivery executives, they have to consider the food packets, the number of units they have delivered, the number of units they have delivered. So based on that, they will calculate. An example, for each food packet, 10 rupees. Allowance is 10 rupees. If they deliver one food packet, 10 rupees is the allowance. In this scenario, if they deliver 100 food packets, 100 multiplied by 10 is their allowance. Okay. Similarly, Amazon. So Amazon, they used to deliver. Let's say Amazon has delivered packages or let's say box. The number of the number of boxes the Amazon delivery executives are delivering. So based on the number of boxes, the unit-based allowance will be paid. Example: if any employee had delivered 100 boxes in a month, each box the customer wants to pay $1. So $1 multiplied by 100. The $100 employee will get as a allowance. Here the unit is nothing but, in Amazon we will call it as a box. The unit is nothing but a food packet in Zomato or Swiggy examples. Okay. Then after, period salary plan. Have you heard about 13th month, 14th month salary plans? 13th month salary, 14th month salary. Okay, no problem. In some countries like Argentina and Singapore and Denmark, also Germany, and then Ecuador, some of the countries they will offer 1 month of salary as a bonus. 1 month salary as a bonus. What does it mean? For example, let's say an employee is earning 1 lakh US dollars. In 1 lakh US dollars, so system will divide how many months we have? 12 months. So 1 lakh divided by 12 months. Somewhere 8,666 point change will come. So that amount is nothing but 1 month of bonus. The additional 1 month of amount will be paid as a 30th month salary. If it is 14 month salary, 2 months. Okay, 2 months. Okay, so let me explain what exactly I'm saying here. Assume an employee earning 1 lakh US dollars. And we said, as part of your compensation, you will also eligible for 13th month salary. In one calendar year, we have only 12 months, friends. Not 13 months, we have only 12 months. 13 months is nothing but 1 lakh US dollars divided by 12. Can one calculate and tell me? Somewhere it should come 8,000 change. 8,333.33. This amount is nothing but 13th month salary. Or some companies will give 14th month salary. So 14th month salary again, 1 lakh divided by 12, 8,333, that is multiplied by 2. Somewhere 16,606 change is nothing but period salary plan. And remember, this is not a standard one. It's completely based on the country specific requirement. It's completely based on the country specific requirement. Okay. Then unit salary plan. Unit salary plan. So I have a question for you guys. So you might have heard about Ola, Uber. Maybe you also have traveled to office or some sightseeing or shopping, whatever. So question is, in Ola, the cab people are employees to the Ola or partners to the Ola? Anyone?
Partners. Partners.
Pa-
Kiran.
Not employees. Partners. What is the difference, ma'am, here? Why they are partners? Who are not employees?
What
Any
is the question,
logic? Your
Kiran? Can
answer
you
is correct.
repeat? If
They
there are
will be getting
employees,
equal
the
per.
car should be for the Ola cars only. We should, but these people are partners, so the car is themselves only. That is the
Okay,
car
I'm repeating.
maintenance and everything will be maintained by them only. Ola just gives the partnership. That's
They
it.
will be getting some percentage among this, so they can be considered as.
Partners.
Exactly. All your answers are correct. So friends, here the question I am repeating: Ola, Uber, we have cab people who is part of Ola, Uber, and they will provide pickup and drop services. Right now, they're not employees to Ola; they're partners to Ola. What is the difference? If they're employees, they'll get a fixed amount. When they say partners, the number of kilometers they drove the car, okay, the number of kilometers they drove the car, they will get the amount based on that. Ola will pay the amount based on that. If a cab person has drove the car for 100 kilometers, each kilometer is, let's say, 9 rupees or 6 rupees. So 100 kilometers multiply by 9, 900 rupees the employee will get. I mean, the cab person will get. There is no fixed amount based on the kilometers you have achieved on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Based on that, the amount will be paid. Okay. If you have such requirements, then the unit salary plan will be suitable. Okay. Similarly, I'm taking an example of actually these are the people in currently in industry. Okay. Let's say same. We'll take the Zomato and Swiggy. They said we are not paying any fixed salary here. Your salary is completely depends on the number of food packets you have delivered. Your salary is completely depends on the number of food packets you have delivered. Okay. So here, based on the food packets, they will get the salary. No fixed wage. Fixed wage. But point here we have to remember, friends, again, very important thing. In Workday, you cannot track the units. How many kilometers the employee has drove the car, how many food packets the employee has given, how many boxes the employee has been delivered. We cannot track these details because we are using HR application, not sales application. Okay. Here we are just saying this is the plan and this is an amount you will get. That's all. The achievement units targets is maintained by sales system or CRM system. Okay, right. Calculated plan. This is also optional. We are not seeing any customer has asked, but sometimes in US this plan might be required. We will call in US we have a plan called seniority allowance. Your company wants to pay some loyalty bonus to their employees. What does that mean? So to retain the employees in the organization, let's assume if any employee completed 3 years of service, YOS stands for years of service. If any employee completed 3 years of service, company wants to pay $3,000 as a one time. If any employee completed 5 years of service, company wants to pay $5,000. If any employee completed 7 years of service, company wants to pay $7,000 one time. So here the amounts 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 is completely based on the number of years the employee has worked. Number of years the employee has been worked. If we have such requirements, then we have calculated plan. Okay, we have calculated plan. And then commission plan. Commission plan. Can anyone try an example for commission plan? Anyone would like to give a try for commission plan? The name itself saying commission. Okay. Next, let's take an example: Walmart or Reliance Fresh or Tata Star. So we have these retail industries, correct? Let's take Walmart. I hope everyone is aware of Walmart. Let's say Walmart has to encourage their managers, sales managers. Recently, one issue has happened yesterday. Okay, just leave it. So Walmart wants to pay some incentive, a sales incentive, or a variable pay, or a commission to their sales managers. If they sell 1 lakh worth products in the market per year, if they sell 1 lakh worth product per year in the market, they will get 10% of the commission, which means 10,000 US dollars as a commission per annum. If they sell 50,000 worth products, 10% means 5,000 US dollars as a commission, or a flat amount. It's not a percentage, a flat amount. Okay. If you have such requirements, we can create commission plan. Again, we cannot track the sales, how much the employee has been performing the sales, that we cannot track in Workday. Okay. Right. One-time payments. So joining bonus, sign-on bonus, relocation bonus. These are all falls under one-time payment. Why? Because once a while we are paying. Once a while, it's not a regular pay. For example, recently during this pandemic, most of us were working from home. So most of the companies also they have offered what is that? Office setup allowance, right? It's a one-time payment, not a continuous payment. Correct. So if you have such requirements, we can create one-time payments. We will work on two different scenarios on one-time payments. Okay. And then moving on, element groups. Compensation element is just a reference plan. In compensation, just a reference. What is this compensation plan? Car allowance. Car allowance is the compensation plan. It's just a reference. It's just a reference. But this element will play a key role in payroll system. How? Because once you create a compensation, you will specify something like per annum 1 lakh rupees. But what is the gross and net has to be decided by your payroll system. So compensation element is nothing but just a reference. It doesn't play any key role in Workday in compensation, but this plays a key role in payroll system. We can fetch the compensation data from the compensation to payroll system. Compensation element group. Compensation element group. So this is optional. Normally we won't create. But what is meant by element group? Grouping multiple compensation elements. For example, let's say benefit team has a requirement. Benefits team has a requirement, something like this. They want to offer the life insurance coverage. They want to offer a life insurance coverage based on employee base pay plus car allowance. Based on employee base pay plus car allowance, multiply by 10 times. So what does it mean? It's a formula. To make it simple, it's a formula. So for example, an employee base pay is 1 lakh US dollars, or let me take a smaller number, 80,000 US dollars, plus the employee car allowance is 20,000 US dollars, multiply by 10, that equal to 10 lakh US dollars employee will get as a life insurance coverage in the case of any risk. But here, from where these amounts are coming in, we're grouping the two compensation elements called base pay plus car allowance into one compensation element group. Base pay is compensation element, car allowance is a compensation element. So we're grouping these two base pay car allowance into one compensation element group, and we are putting this formula. Okay, and don't worry, this is not part of compensation, it is part of benefits, but they have the dependencies on our base pay plus car allowance. Then compensation package. Compensation package is one of the most important one. Compensation package is a very simple configuration. What does it mean? So far, what are we discussed? Allowance plan, salary plan, compensation grade, all these plans, calculated plans, period salary plan. Okay, we have to group all these plans into one compensation package. We have to group all these plans into one compensation package. Why? To default the compensation at the time of hiring, to default the compensation at the time of hiring, promotion, transfer, demotion. Okay, this compensation will drive who is eligible for what. This compensation package will default all eligible compensation plans to an employees in few events, which include hire event, promotion, transfer, and demotion events. Okay, and then compensation eligibility rules. Identify a right employee for right compensation. The same example again I'm discussing. So for example, we have a car allowance. We have a car allowance. Only executive people are eligible for this car allowance. Management and non-management people are not eligible for this car allowance. In this scenario, if you're hiring an executive member, then only this car allowance plan should be available to assign. If you're hiring a management or non-management, this car allowance plan should not be available to assign. Is controlled by this car allowance. Okay, sorry, compensation eligibility rules. So in fact, one of the most critical one is this. Remaining everything is definitely easy in Workday. An advantage, friends, once you start learning this compensation eligibility rules configuration, you are able to get eligibility rule across all the modules in Workday: payroll, absence, time tracking, talent, performance, benefits, learning. All we are able to write the eligibility rules. Okay, this is about core compensation. So anyone have any questions on core compensation? Okay. Quickly, let me also explain advanced compensation, but we are not covering it, but I will give you recordings. If anyone interested, you can do a learning. Advanced compensation, which includes only 4 components: merit, bonus, stock, and compensation basis, optional. Okay. What is mean by merit, friends? What is mean by merit? Salary hikes. At the year end, employee will get certain ratings. Currently, we are getting, we will get ratings because of the year end. Performance appraisal may happen. We may get 1 rating, 2 rating, 3 rating, 4 rating, or 5 rating. 5 we are not supposed to get, hopefully, 5 or 4. So based on each rating, there will be certain salary hike, correct? Those falls under merit. Bonus is nothing but based on individual performance, company performance, based on the scorecards, employees will get annual bonus. Stock means company stocks, company owned stocks, shares. They will give to the employees to retain the employee in the organization, or the employee is really doing good. As part of benefit, we'll give some shares to the employee. That falls under stocks. Compensation basis is nothing but calculated basis. It will display the total cost to company. It will display the total earnings of the employee. Okay, which is nothing but compensation basis. Any questions here? And advanced compensation. I'm going to give a PowerPoint.
Stocks. Kiran, stocks, can you explain?
Yeah, yeah. So some companies, what they will do is they will give stocks to their employees apart from salary bonus. Okay, why they will give? Either if the employee is really doing good for performance, they will give the stocks, or if they will believe this employee may leave the organization, so they will give some stocks and put the claim like you are eligible for the stocks if you complete at least 4 years with the organization, 5 years with the organization, like that.
Is the same
After,
applicable for Indian companies even, Kiran? For
of course,
stock?
Indian companies, yeah, Indian companies also
Okay.
doing it, but mostly they will get these stocks, shares, and all.
Okay. Thank you.
That is most of the companies are doing.
Kiran, these are all there in normal core compensation also, no? Bonus, example, bonus is there. I calculated plan. In
No, no, no,
calculated plan, bonus is also there, no?
no, no, guys.
So why
These
why
bonus.
advanced is required?
Okay, I will explain while I'm configuring. Okay, on the tenant. Okay, I will explain. But remember, what we can achieve it. If customer says, "Hey, Kiran, I don't want to pay more money for advanced compensation. Can go with compensation." Somehow you can accommodate the bonus requirement. Yes, we can do that. The one-time payment I can process, but there are certain calculation, score, matrix. Okay, so I will differentiate once we start the configuration. Okay,
Kiran, one more. You
then
said
you
the
will realize.
retention bonus.
Hmm, go on.
Can
Retention.
you please explain us like a retention bonus? Will it be calculated as the same?
So, retention. Yeah. For example, uh, so who asked this question? Is it Lalita or Keith? Who asked this question?
Me, Lalita.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Let's say you're working in a project. Okay, in this project, 25 people are there, and all 25 people are reporting to one manager. Out of 25 people, you are the very good performer in the team. Okay, very good performer. You have very good exceptional skills in the technical sides. You also have a good helping within the team. You're helping them, etc. Now you got a very good job. You want your client to leave the organization. What your manager will do? He will say, "Okay, thank you so much for all your services.
No,
Bye
he will
bye."
try for
No, right?
retention. He will try for retention.
So here several instruments are there. To retain the employee, some companies they'll give one-time payment. One-time payment. Okay. Um, just like 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. It depends on the role, etc. That is to retain the employee. And they will also ask, take this 5 lakhs, sign on the document. If you're leaving this organization within a year, you have to repay this amount. Retention bond. Some companies, what they will do, they'll give you stocks. Okay, take this 10 lakh stocks, but remember, these stocks you can sell only after 4 years. Okay, these stocks you can sell only after 4 years, which means you have to continue to the organization up to 4 years. Then only you will get eligible to sell these stocks. Okay, there are different tools we have to retain the employee through stocks, through one-time payment. Is that clear, ma'am? Are any follow-up questions?
Got it.
Okay, great. Now, let's also talk about the business processes, specific business processes for compensation. Most frequently used business process for compensation is these 5 business processes. So, in different scenarios, we have to assign or remove the compensation plans from the workers. If you hire an employee, you have to assign a compensation. Excuse me. If you're promoting an employee, you have to change the compensation. If you are demoting an employee, also it will impact the compensation or ad hoc compensation changes. Example, retention. So each reason we have each business process here. Propose compensation higher. If you want to assign compensation for the worker at the time of hiring, if you want to assign compensation for the worker at the time of hiring, then we need this business process called proposed compensation. Proposed compensation change. If you're promoting an employee, transferring an employee, demoting an employee, at that time you want to assign or remove some compensation plans, we need proposed compensation change. Request compensation change. Ad hoc basis. Request compensation change is ad hoc basis. What do you mean by ad hoc? As of sudden. As of sudden. Okay? As of sudden in the sense, sometimes a good example, the retention. Employees leaving the organization, you want to give some ad hoc compensation, ad hoc salary hikes, or you want to remove certain compensation plans for an employee, or you want to increase some salaries. So we will use request compensation change people. Very powerful business process. Other one, request default compensation to position. All these business processes are worker. Only you are able to trigger or assign only for worker. But we can also assign compensation to position, a open position, and then hire an employee into the position so that the same compensation will be applicable to the worker. That also we can do. Okay. Sorry. So if you would like to assign compensation to a open position, if you want to assign compensation to a open position, then we need to trigger this business process request default compensation to position. Request one-time payment. If you want to assign joining bonus or relocation bonus or retention bonus or even office setup allowances, so we will use this business process called request one-time payment. So different reasons, we have different business processes. So any questions here?
The last one is for a position or for the worker?
Worker, good one. It's for worker. And I also heard recently Workday enhanced we can give to position. Okay, that I will test and come back to you guys. Yeah. Okay. Normally we'll give it to worker. Position also I heard they enhance the feature. Let me test on that. Whether with this BP we can assign to position or not, and then I will get back to you. Any questions? Okay, actually this session we have planned only for clarifying your questions if you have any. So however, we just at high level we discuss this compensation packages, sorry, compensation components and all. Tomorrow we will start our compensation. We'll start our compensation first class. That is from compensation eligibility rule. Compensation eligibility rule, we will start. Okay. Anyone have any questions on this overview or any questions on practice part? No questions? And how is the practice is going on? Anyone need any help? Okay. Okay, guys, then if no questions, let's hold for now. So tomorrow we are starting our new chapter, which is compensation. And then in the compensation, we are going to discuss the eligibility rules first. And whatever we discussed in this one, including all these components, we are going to discuss from tomorrow. Definitely it may require 3 to 4 sessions to complete the entire compensation. So if no questions, is that okay if we can hold for the day?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Once again, maybe don't mind, I'm keep on repeating this. So please do practice, and if we have any questions, we can still discuss. Because once we start compensation, right, we're going to start the complex components from here onwards. That's all.